Welcome back. Let us know what's going on. What's the situation? What's it looking like right now?
Well, it's been a hot day, and a day full of excitement, a day of frustrations, but eventually a day of hope. 32.8% is the voter turnout at 2:37 in the afternoon here in Dhaka. That means that millions of people have shown up. 127 million registered voters at the start of the day. So 32% by this time, with just under 2 hours to go, is a remarkable, remarkable feat. We're looking at, if everything goes smoothly and given the previous projections, around 50% voter turnout, which for Bangladesh is quite significant. So if you're looking at 127 million registered voters, half of that, so that's like 65, 70 million anticipated. Still early, still early. People are still going in. Just got off the phone with a few friends of mine who were going to the Gulshan area, polling stations there, and they haven't cast their ballots yet. Because it's a hot day, people tend to wait. And because it's a holiday, people take their times. We saw entire families make their way to the polling stations from the richer areas, quote unquote, so to speak, like Gulshan, to the less enfranchised areas in the old city. Lakshmi Bazar is one of those areas where I was able to visit, and I saw that people were coming in, and the process is quite quick. I've done a report, you guys will probably see it later in the afternoon as polls, as we move towards closing. There are two documents, two papers that voters are having to decide on. One is a white document, a parliamentary candidate list with the symbols, and they're given basically a stamp, and the other is a pink document. That is an addition only for the 2026 version, and that has a constitutional amendment attached to it. That constitutional amendment will decide if Bangladesh is to have a upper house of its parliament. So unlike India or let's say Pakistan, where there are two houses, you have the Senate and the lower house, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. In India, Bangladesh just had one parliament. But with this referendum, the idea is that a new upper house of parliament will be created, and the process of that will also be determined afterwards. Will it be based on the majority or the number of seats someone has in the lower house? Will that determine it? Will it be another process? So still a lot of questions, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of interest, and some apprehensions as well. And I say apprehensions because you're going into an election where for the first time the founding party of this country, the Awami League, is not competing. It's the first time since 1971. People haven't known a situation like this before. The Jamaat has been disenfranchised. It hasn't competed in elections because under Sheikh Hasina it was also prescribed to an extent. The Bangladesh Nationalist Party, which is considered to be leading so far, and if you speak to voters coming out and so on and so forth, it has boycotted elections in the past many times, but the Awami League has been a consistent feature. And the fact that they're not competing in this election is something new, something that might be exciting, but also something that a lot of supporters of Awami League that you speak to say doesn't bode well for the future of the country, because they are part of this country's future, despite what happened under Sheikh Hasina's rule over the past 17 years.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting result, see how it all turns out. But I do agree that it's very exciting to see the turnout, the numbers that you mentioned, the 22% of people coming in to vote, of registered voters actually participating is amazing.